and welcome to Two Gray Goatees and a Whistle. I'm your host, Coach Eddie, and today I'm joined by the coach's wife again, Amanda.
I've been on here so much, I feel like I'm getting a goatee.
Well, no, you're not, but okay. It's okay.
It is okay,
You're
right?
just an important part of this as anybody else who's on here, just so you
Thanks.
know. All right, so we got some big news that's happened over the past week. Our friend, all right, good family friend of ours, Andrew Carter, who's been on the show multiple times, has moved from the IFL, Indoor Football League, and has been called to play in the UFL. Yeah, congratulations, Andrew. So the UFL,
Very, very happy for
very happy for him. This is
it.
somewhat of a promotion. You get to move from playing indoor league 8-man to back to 11-man. This is about close as you can get to the NFL right now, is being able to play at this level.
It's definitely a step up and a step in the right direction. He's worked really hard.
Yeah, he has. And, anybody that knows him and it's hard not to be biased, but you see the work and you see how well he does and how he performs, and you're just like, man, he just needs his chance.
Yeah,
So he got the opportunity, played.
he did play.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
got
he's out
it.
there on the field
He
with
got
me.
it. Only being there a week. I mean, I completely understand that they're not going to put you at a starter, and he's got to earn his stripes or whatever. He's got to show that he can do it.
Ernie's place on the team.
Place on the team, plus learning playbook and all that stuff.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure all that kind of comes into it. But yeah, he did get out there, and it was for a touchdown. It was the play he was in was
Yeah.
part of that play. So congratulations, Andrew. Which leads us to understanding the UFL. Our episode is going to be understanding the blueprint of the UFL and how it's unique and how it could possibly survive, because there has been numerous spring football leagues that have come up and they have not made it. And this structure they have is kind of unique, and we're going to kind of talk about it. So when we're looking at this, teams in the past, you've had the XFL, we've had the USFL, the AAF, and NFL Europe. All of these, basically because of financial problems, didn't quite work out. So what we're going to look at is how they struggled. And some of the biggest problems that they had in football is that one of the things is you got to have people want to come, right? Fans
Yeah.
actually got like games. And so you have that.
I understand if you don't have any desire to watch a sporting event. I get that. I get that sports aren't for everybody. But if you are in a community and you enjoy sporting events, go support your local clubs.
Yep.
Just go support them.
Yeah.
It's, it costs you $30. Like,
Yeah.
just go out and support them, and it means the world. It means the world to those programs. It means the world to those players, adult or kids.
And they're getting something for you to do
And it's something to do.
for 2 or 3
It's
hours.
not going and sitting in a theater and watching a movie. And I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But it's something to do that gets you involved in your community.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is entertaining, and you can take ownership in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what kind of led to what we have now is a few years ago, you had the XFL and the USFL. So the XFL originally was from a long time ago, like early 2000s, and it was a product of Vince McMahon and WWE. And it was very different. And I remember it, and it was so extreme that I think it
Wasn't there a
kind of,
video game made after it?
I don't know,
Like
but
there was like cheap plays and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. But then
I'm not saying that that's
yeah.
how it was played.
And then you had the USFL relaunch, and they did it separately, but both leagues had talent and TV deals, but both were expensive to run. And then they end up merging in 2024 to make the UFL. So what we had was running into separate leagues meant separate staffs, separate facilities, separate traveling systems, huge stadium leases, and this adds up. And that was some of the biggest issues they were having. Then that's forged the merger to where we have now, and they consolidated teams from 16 to 8. They have done this something very unique here. And it's something that I remember talking about with one of my old friends, that we were talking about when the XFL was coming out and some of the problems that USFL running into is that you would put teams in the same market as the NFL.
Yeah.
And granted, some places I think it works out. People love football enough. If it's in spring, that's great. But there is a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
other
definitely off season.
there.
It's not competing in
No,
that
no,
aspect.
you're not competing in that aspect. You're doing the spring. But I think one of the issues is we talked about. I remember talking about a long time ago. It's like you have markets out there, smaller markets, where I think you would find more success that don't have NFL franchises.
We talked about that last week when we talked about different soccer levels.
Yeah, the soccer levels
Like,
and
why would you put a medium level pro soccer team in the same city that you have a pro soccer team,
yeah,
a high level? Like, why would you do that?
yeah,
And they're showing that they're having a lot more success putting them in the smaller cities like Boise and
yeah, Naples and
Naples
places we
and,
talked
like,
about.
places that aren't
Yeah,
these. I mean,
yeah,
they're cities
but
and
yeah,
they
they're
have the population, but they are not such a large city that it already has the high-end pro team.
great.
And I think that they're seeing more success in those venues because you're not competing against that
Hmm.
other team.
Yeah. So looking at the current UFL teams right now, you're gonna some of these teams. There's a few teams that are in towns where there's NFL teams, but I think the decision to keep these teams was marketing, and they were looking at their overall attendance, stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean, if
okay,
it's working, it's working.
yeah,
Don't
why would we move them?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the teams you
reinvent
got,
the wheel.
so the teams that you do have that have NFL teams, there's three of them out of the eight. You have Dallas.
Okay.
Okay, they're the Renegades. DC.
Well, let's be honest. They're not competing again. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little shade
Sorry,
at the
Cowboy
Cowboy
fans.
fans. Yeah. So you
Not
have
really.
the DC Defenders, which the
The
Washington
Commanders.
Commanders, and then Houston Gamblers, which you have the Houston Texans. So those three out of the UFL teams that are
Yeah.
have NFL teams in their market. Teams, the rest of the teams though are in markets that they don't have a professional team. I mean, right there in the
They're
town.
not
So,
competing against that.
Birmingham Stallions. That's where Andrew's at. Okay,
Yay, Andrew.
and the Stallions
So
have
happy for him.
yeah, the Stallions have been around. They were around when the old leagues before that. Before they stayed.
Okay.
Then you had St. Louis Battlehawks. They were part of one of the old leagues, and St. Louis used to have an NFL
I was
team.
gonna say,
Yeah, they used to be the Rams,
yeah.
and then
Then
before
now
that, they
Atlanta
had
Rams are in.
before Arizona Cardinals were there. They were in St. Louis before that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so St. Louis has had a couple different NFL teams, but
I wonder why they haven't managed to keep one there.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a whole.
It's a whole other issue. Yeah. Now
Sorry.
here are teams that and some of these other ones that were kind of came in. There was three cities that got added this year that they moved from different places.
And I remember you telling me that there was talk about Boise, and I was like, I don't want to
That
be
was
sad.
in Boise
So
somehow
if
it
you're
didn't.
listening from the UFL, you need to come to Boise.
Yeah, I
You
think
need a
Boise
team in
would be a
Boise.
market. Yeah, I think Boise, Salt Lake,
Yeah.
those are markets I think they can. But this is we'll talk about kind of the location here. And so Columbus Aviators, the team that Andrew played against.
Stallions last
Yeah,
night.
which was a crushing loss.
It was a bummer, but
It was a bummer.
it was a good game.
It was a good game. Yeah.
The beginning of it was wild. I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, you'd have to watch it.
Yeah. Louisville, the Kings, and the Orlando Storm.
Okay.
Those are your 8 teams right now, and their season's about over with. They only play 10 games, and there's really one regular season. This is the week, and then there was one more week next week for regular season, then playoffs,
Gotcha.
and then they'll go from there. So one of the strategies that the league took is they targeted smaller stadiums. And instead of using these big NFL stadiums or past NFL stadiums, they decided, let's look at smaller places because we can. One of the first things that came out of your mouth yesterday when we were watching this, I'm like, man, where are the fans? And they were in a smaller stadium.
It was
And
it was kind of depressing. Like it was like I know that these players are playing for the love of the game, and I know that they're ultimately trying to raise higher in that venue. But to go and play in a stadium that even if it only kept 10,000 people and there was 3,000 people in the stands, that's rough.
Yeah, it is. And it's hard to say for that week being Memorial Week. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of other factors.
but
Yeah. So The UFL intentionally is moving towards soccer stadiums, mid-sized venues, and cities hunger for football. Instead of trying to fill a 70-seat stadium, the league is packing smaller stadiums so that feel of the rowdiness and fans being
Well, you
closer
need
to the
that.
action. You need that, yeah.
That atmosphere
Hmm.
create can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. So when we're looking at current NFL stadiums, you have, Birmingham plays in Proactive Stadium, a modern downtown venue. Columbus plays at a called Historic Crew Stadium, which is an intimate soccer atmosphere. Dallas Renegades play at Toyota Stadium, which is a smaller MLS style setup. DC Defenders play at Audi Field, has a proven loud fan base. Houston Gamblers play at Shell Energy Stadium, which is a downtown soccer venue. Louisville Kings play at Lynn Family Stadium. It's compact, fan focused. Orlando Storm is at Inter and Company Stadium.
I'm kind of surprised that works because soccer is happening right now.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that they're able to work around it. I mean, they must obviously get, yeah,
And I'm sure, well, I
yeah,
doubt that it roughs the field up any more than soccer. I mean,
mm-mm,
they're all wearing
no,
cleats. They're all,
yeah.
yeah.
Soccer fields, they take care of them, and the field's a little bit different too. I've been told it's yeah, and then the St. Louis plays in the Dome, which is where the Rams played for a lot of years. It's the largest crowd. I mean, they got the biggest stadium out of all of them. So that's kind of the stadiums. The other part of this that's kind of unique is we're looking at this. We are looking at central location of how they have the program set up. So instead of them having practices, every team playing in their separate towns, they practice in one place. And this is where my assumption made me an ass out of me. And so when we're
As
talking
long as
about,
it's just you and I'm,
so Andrew's mom posted something. He was on his way to Dallas, and
yeah,
under that assumption, I was like, oh, he's going to go play for the Renegades.
yeah,
Okay. And I was talking to, through text, talking to Andrew about it. And he says, well, I'm actually going to be playing for Birmingham. And I go, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, so that's kind of interesting. But all the teams are there. They have one facility that they use. It's centralized. All the team offices, practice fields, training rooms, content studios,
all 8 of them.
all of them.
No shit.
Yep. They are all there.
I know you said you thought that it was just
Yep.
a handful of them, but that's
No,
crazy.
yeah, it's all of
You know
them.
what though? I mean, yeah, you have to travel to your game sites. You're
Hmm.
going to do that anyways. Somebody's going to travel. I mean, I guess they're all kind of traveling, which is probably an expense, but you have to house these players. You have to have a place for them to stay.
Hmm.
You have to have a facility for them to practice and you have to have a facility for them to
Yep.
train and you have to just have one big facility. Kind of makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense
And you think about this,
because it's not as big as the NFL.
it's
They
not,
don't have
and they don't have to be.
80-man roster.
And they don't need to be. They
No,
need to be. They need basically what this is what I think should happen. There are a lot of really good players, and they don't make the cut. And sometimes it's not necessarily talent wise; it might be a financial decision. And then they might hang around. They might get picked up to the NFL, but there's some of these guys are still pretty good, and they
well, they're
still
good
want to
enough to
play the
make it
game.
to that level.
And or there's guys that might need another year or two development. So there are all these leagues out there that I think people don't really realize. If you really love football, you can find football year round. And
Yeah.
we talked about the IFL, and there's football over in Europe. You have up in Canada. The CFL has been huge in Canada. It's been around forever. Canada has a very unique situation. They do things a little bit differently, but still, players have places to go if they need to. So with this, though, what makes this different is that the league owns the teams. It's not individually owned by different people own the teams. It's essentially owned, and then they put on the staff, they get their staff, and then this staff runs their team. But as far as operations of the business side of it, promotions, all that stuff, everything runs through one centralized
So kind of
operation.
like the soccer
Kind of like the MLS.
level, yeah.
Yeah, MLS kind of does the same thing, but
I mean, I'm sure there's different.
there's certain things part of it, yeah. So, like I said, instead of 8 separate headquarters, practice facilities you would have to pay for,
Mhm.
and then year-round staffing, you can centralize everything, and it's in Arlington, Texas. And
It's
why
another
not do
reason you
Texas,
should go to
man?
Texas.
There we go. Another reason to go to Texas.
I haven't made it there yet.
Yeah.
Someday.
So what's important about this is cost reduction because everything comes down to cost. So when you share practice facilities, share medical staff, share equipment operations.
Well, it makes sense. You could have, you know, 8 athletic trainers that cover everybody versus 2 per team, which is
Yeah, or whatever.
16.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're able to move
I
them
mean, I'm
around.
sure there's more than what you would need for one team because you've got 8 teams there,
Right.
but it's probably half or a
Mhm.
quarter what you would pay if they were all in
Yeah.
their own little. That
Yeah.
alone is
So
a huge cost cut.
it lowers your traveling cost because they're all traveling to, you basically have to send them to 4 places instead of,
Yeah.
you know. So easier production setup, smaller stadiums, your acoustics are better crowd visuals. So you see more people
Well,
on there,
in a
right?
smaller stadium, you're closer to the field. You have a better chance of being closer to the field anyways.
So what
Sitting clear up the Mile High Club.
right. Yeah. So this idea of they're about sustainability over expansion. So they don't want to just blow up and throw 16 teams out there
Well,
in the next.
that would be, I think, a guaranteed failure.
Right. So
You gotta have stability.
they reduced it and then they're slowly expanding. So they do have a team that's officially going to be coming out in like 2 years. That's going to be Oklahoma City. That's one. And then their idea from sounds of it, there's more teams that are on in the market and they're just trying to figure it out. My biggest complaint is there's really nothing out west.
Yeah, come
So,
on, guys.
I mean, I was looking at just travel costs. Like, I mean, St. Louis, I think, was the closest,
Yeah.
and that's
Oklahoma
it's
wouldn't be, like, terrible.
terrible. It's still a little distance, but it'd be the
It could
closer,
be a 2-day road trip.
right?
It could, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
So,
not a 3 or 4-day trip.
but it would be nice if they could
Nice to have
try
one
to
on the
get,
West Coast.
at least one or two. I mean, like we said Boise because obviously we're closer to that, but Salt
And
Lake.
why not?
I mean, Salt Lake is there.
Yeah,
Um,
Salt Lake's only 4 hours from us. That
and
wouldn't be bad. Or 3.5, or
like
whatever it is.
Boise, I think right now, when they get their fields finished,
Well, they could share that
hopefully,
facility.
in theory,
Cost and save each
yeah,
other
if
some money on
they,
certain
I mean,
aspects.
I mean, being really cool if they got to play on the blue, Boise,
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like
it might work.
they're using university type facilities.
No, they're not, and I don't know if that comes down to cost too.
Yeah.
But I think one of the other then what you would have to look into is obviously the time of the year you're playing too. But they're able to work it out with other major league or soccer teams that are going
Yeah.
on right now. So you can control your spending. So fan engagement, I was kind of looking at this, trying to see,
Because that
one,
was one thing we really liked about the IFL was that it was very personable.
oh yeah, you get to come out and the fans get to come out and meet
Yeah,
meet the players.
like
That's
you're
part of it.
sitting right on the
Yeah.
walls, basically.
One thing that's unique about the fan engagement, especially when we're watching on TV, is that you have sideline reporting with the
Yeah.
players when the game's going on, and you get to hear the play call and everything else. And I remember talking to you about, hey, what's going on with the play?
Like I
What's this play?
care.
It's like try to explain.
Did they
All right,
the first down or the
when they
touchdown? I
call
don't
this
care.
number is probably the first number is probably your pass protection, and then the next in the
Yeah.
conversation with
And if you could have saw my face, I was like, I don't care.
so,
I
but
care about the bottom line. Did they
Mhm.
stop the other team? Did they
yes,
score?
right.
Bottom line. Don't
But
care about the rest of
you have player access, so all the stuff through the TV aspect, it's a lot more engaging, and
Yeah.
you get a lot more access to what's going on. They have a centralized studio, content into a studio, so they can make behind the scene features, player interviews, league wide media.
There was a lot of quick question media interview type stuff going on during the game.
Yeah, they would.
Like there was a huge play, and so then your offense would come off and your defense would go on or whatever they were doing, and there was always somebody being like, "Hey," and they would talk to the player and it was just a split second, and
Mhm.
yeah, maybe it's a distraction to the coaches and the players, but they're probably pretty used to it. But it was kind of cool as a audience to be like, "Oh, they just made that play," and oh, they get to say something. Well,
Right.
it's right there. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Fans hear coaches, fans hear replay reviews, fans see players during games.
And then there was that
Um,
old guy, like this is what the call should have been, or what I would have made of the call. I don't know who it
Yeah.
was, but I was like,
Yeah.
"Who
Yeah.
made you God?"
So let's talk about some of the unique rules. So they have a point after touchdown, your PAT can be a 1, 2, or 3-point conversion.
Yeah,
So
that was weird.
yeah, and I kind of liked it. It was kind of neat. It's kind of so you're typical in the NFL and in high school and college. You can go for 2-point for conversions. In the NFL, they have it up like at the 2.5 yard line or whatever. Where they can't remember but it's up close. And in high school, college, you're kicking and you can go for 2-point from the same spot. And the NFL, they back it up for the kick that 1 point. Try to not make it so guaranteed.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
But you have a 3-point try in there and they have it marked back even further, like a little bit further back. And I didn't know if I couldn't see exactly where it was at, like 12 or 15 yards back. So you're back a little bit further. So obviously harder to try, but
But kind of worth it if you
chance,
have a good kicker.
right? And it kind of adds that,
Element of
if
it
you
went
score,
from a
let's say
1-point game to a
you
3-point game just
you
like
were
that.
down by 9, you made a touchdown, and you need to tie the game up.
Yeah.
You now go for a 3-point play, and you get a chance. So they have a 4-point field goals now. And it's way back, obviously, but like over 50 plus yards, I think you can go. It's instead of worth 3 points, it's worth 4 points. So they added a point on field goals
to the challenging.
Yeah, to make
More
if it's more
challenging.
challenging. Yeah, and then we talked about expanded replay review system, and we saw the review. They had the guy up there, and he's talking. Mike Pereira, he was in the NFL forever, but he's one of the guys
He
that's
just
part of
reminded
this.
me of an old know-it-all.
But the guy, and the guy, yeah, but the guy's been in the game for a long time.
I'm sure.
He was a ref for
He was
years.
old enough.
Yeah, he's anyway. So they have this unique review system, new kickoff format that the NFL has taken from this league. So the NFL has looked at some of this stuff and say, hey, we could use this. So one of the biggest issues in safety, the importance of safety,
Is
was
that
kickoff.
speed collision.
And that's collision where you're running down, these guys running a 4.5, 4.6 speed that weigh 230
Well, and they're both
pounds. Yeah, that collision.
double that.
That was where you get a lot of these injuries.
Yeah.
And so they changed up the kickoff format in the NFL, and that was thanks to the UFL and how they did it. So, this is the league has this possibility of being successful, and, it'd be great to see what happens with it, especially if you're somebody who loves football. I mean, it's still football, and you get.
That's not why I watch.
Yeah.
I don't mind football, but it's not my, not my,
Yeah.
definitely not my favorite. But it is amazing to see somebody's hard work pay off.
Yeah, and having a personal connection to that.
Connection to it makes it. I can actually. I sat through the whole game.
Yeah,
that never happens. Let's be honest.
Okay, I'm done.
Might make it
go
the
read
first
my book.
first
Yeah.
half of the quarter, the first eighth of the game, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
This is going to be another 4 hours. I'm
all
done.
right. So, yeah, that's our UFL segment.
That's cool.
Okay. All right. Now the next segment is a game for you. You have to decide if it's real or fake, and you get a point for each.
Okay.
Okay. There is 3 rounds, 5 per round. And you have to decide if the team is a real or fake. And I'm going over former XFL, NFL Europe, USFL, and USL
So
teams.
perhaps it doesn't even exist anymore.
Some of these teams are real. They're real, or they were real at one time, right?
Yeah, at one time.
Okay. Or
not as old as you, babe.
Or they're totally made up.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
I didn't really get at this when you did the baseball one.
Yeah. We'll see how you do this one. You're going to get a point for each one. Okay. Okay. We'll see what you get. See if you pass the class. All right. Okay. All right.
Do they start out easier or?
Supposedly. We'll see how well you do. I mean, for me, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I got this. There was actually a couple I was like, oh, really? That was a real team. All right.
Super confident.
Because the USFL was in the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I was anywhere from 1 to 8.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
And I definitely wasn't watching it.
Well, and I wasn't really paying attention to that age either. But okay. Here we go. Easy round. Supposedly. Round 1.
Okay.
Okay. First one. The Frankfurt Galaxy.
Real.
That is correct. Point for you. Omaha Outlanders.
Real.
That is fake.
Oh, damn it.
Okay. Number 3.
I didn't think you'd give me a real fake right in a row.
There we go.
That was funny.
This is a lay-in. Birmingham Stallions.
It's wrong.
I was just like, man.
When not so stupid.
All right. Orlando Rage.
Real?
Real.
Okay.
Good job. And last one in the first round. Tulsa Tornadoes.
I'm going to say no.
You're correct. So you got 4 out of 5. First round. Good job. Second round. Here we go. Okay. Stepping it up a little bit. Here we go. The Rain Fire.
The Rain Fire? Like, where's it from?
So understand, we're talking UFL Europe too. So there's teams, these are teams in Europe too. There's some of these teams.
Real.
It's real.
I can ask leading questions.
San Antonio Gunslingers.
Well, it is San Antonio. Real?
That is real. Doing good. Cleveland Steamrollers.
I like the name. Real?
Nope, it is not. Okay.
I like the name.
Memphis Showboats.
Well, they do have like riverboats and stuff in Memphis.
No, this is real. In fact,
what the hell?
that was actually one of the teams. That was actually one of the teams that got folded and moved. That was in the league last year. Yeah. And then the last one for this round, the Las Vegas Gold Miners. Gold Miners.
Minders.
Miners.
Mind your gold.
Miners.
say
Gold.
no.
That is real too. So
50-50 shot.
you got
2 out of that one.
2 out of that one. Yeah. That was a rough round. We said it was going to get harder. So, all right. Hard round. Here we go. All right. Hard round. The Detroit Mechanics with an X at the end. Mechanics.
With an X at the end?
The Mechanics. Z-I-C.
Detroit. Well, Detroit is... There's a lot of fabrication there.
Mm-hmm.
Real?
Fake.
God damn it.
Barcelona.
Nice job saying with an X at the end of it.
I know it sounds real though, right?
Yes.
It's maybe because
well, it's not helpful that if you think about the livelihoods and the type of industry they
the
have
Motor
there,
City.
It makes sense.
Motor City.
I know.
It all makes sense. All right, here we go. Next one. Barcelona Dragons.
Real.
That is real.
I've actually heard of that. I don't know how.
Sacramento Surge.
Real.
Real.
3 for 2.
There we go. It's 2 for 3.
I got 3 out of...
No, you didn't. Here we go. Here we go.
Shut up.
We got 2 more left here. All right. Oklahoma City Wranglers. That is correct. Yeah, they are fake. All right.
Because they don't... I mean, but then this could have been before.
Yeah. Tampa Bay Bandits.
Real?
That is correct. Did well there. So you got 8.
Out of 15?
10 out of 15.
Hey, not too bad.
10 out of 15 ain't bad.
It's like a 7%.
That's a passing. Yeah. So to go with this, the Frankfurt Galaxy is one of the most famous teams in NFL Europe. The Birmingham Stallions, where Andrew's at, has been a powerhouse in the USFL for a long time. The Orlando Rage was an early XFL team with a wild wrestling style presentation. Rainfire has a huge fan base in Germany and NFL Europe. The San Antonio Gunslingers, which the San Antonio Gunslingers now are an IFL team. All right. But they are a real spring football team in the old USFL. The Memphis Showboats were famous for their Elvis style branding and fan culture. The Las Vegas Gold Miners were part of the CFL's strange U.S. expansion era. So the Canadian Football League tried to expand into the States, and apparently the Las Vegas Gold Miners were the team. Barcelona Dragons, one of the best known international teams ever. Sacramento Surge won the World League of America Football Championship. The Tampa Bay Bandits were a legendary USFL team with Steve Spurrier as a coach. Steve Spurrier was a well-known college coach and stuff like that. Anyways, you want to try these bonus sudden death questions? Or teams?
Is it going to affect my 70?
No. These just be like extra credit.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get those 5 points back. You get a perfect score. 5 extra credit points. Ready? All right. First one. Amsterdam Admirals. No, they were real.
God damn it.
Okay. All right. Houston Marshals.
No.
You're correct. They are a fake team. Okay. So you gain 1 point extra credit. Okay. You got 3 more here. Seattle Sea Dragons.
No.
Well, they were real.
Really?
Yeah. They are. They only were.
I know the soccer team's the Krakens.
Yes.
And I'm like, they would do too.
No. But before the Krakens, the Seattle's, they were there for like a year or two. And then when the league reshifted, folded, and all this other
Oh.
crap. So no, it was a real one. All right, you get 2 more chances, 2 more points. The London Monarchs.
Well, are they talking about the butterfly or are they talking about royal family? Not real.
Real.
Damn it.
Okay, so you right now, this is your last chance. Idaho Frostbite.
No.
Yeah, you're correct. So
I
you
was
got
like,
2
I didn't think
you got
Idaho ever had
2
a.
you got 2 extra credit points. That puts you up to 12 out of 15.
All right, I got almost a B.
Yeah, there you go.
Roughly a B.
All right. All right, now we're going to move on to our final segment.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Get a drink here, and we are going to Vermont.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup and the Greenville Valley School. All right. So unlike
Vermont sometime.
I do,
It's
yeah,
green.
it is. Yeah, it does. That whole area, Maine, Vermont,
The
upper,
Smokies and the
yeah.
Appalachian Mountains and
Well, that's further south.
well, but I mean like that whole belt.
Yeah, starting. You'd
That-
probably want to start from Tennessee and just work north.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just got those, like rolling type hills. They're not
Mhm.
like the Rockies and the Cascades.
Yeah,
Or they're just
they're
these
unique,
rugged,
very unique. Yeah,
bunch of older hills.
yeah, older mountains. So unlike your first animals or historical figures, this mascot was born out of a complete accident. So back in the 1980s, the girls' soccer team at Green Mountain Valley School was making a run towards a state championship. Reporter asked the team, "What's your mascot?" And the school didn't actually have one. And one player described the team as a flexible, agile, and fun.
Are they the fairies?
Nope.
No.
But back in the 80s, there was a very popular green clay cartoon character,
The Gumbies?
the
Oh,
Gumbies.
shut up. Horrible. Sorry, Vermont, but
Somebody
he's
jokingly
creepy.
said, I guess we're the Gumbies. The name stuck permanently. So the Green Mountain Valley School is the Gumbies, made out of an accident.
He's the creepiest freaking cartoon thing
I don't
out
think
there.
no.
Creepy.
I know what always makes you think of Gumby because it was my time, but I do remember my Mr. Bill Gumby.
Yes.
And I remember
it's creepy.
And I remember my uncle having a poster. My Uncle Mike having a poster of Gumby and Mr. Bill.
I'm sure he'd
and
love people to know that.
Yeah. So I mean, but he was at that age when I was that young, he was just in high school. Anyway, so and to me, the skit with Eddie Murphy from the 80s when Eddie Murphy was on Saturday Night Live, he played Gumby. So anyway, so the Green Valley School, this is going to make you think a lot about Sun Valley. It's a community school. Green Valley School is often called GMVS. It's a private ski academy and college preparatory school founded in 1973. The school is heavily focused on alpine skiing, Nordic skiing, biathlon training, and sits near the famous Sugarbush Resort and Mad River Glen ski areas of Vermont's Mad River Valley. The school is intentionally small by design. Enrollment's around 100 to 130 students.
It is small.
Students,
but I mean,
yeah,
if it's
a
private,
private,
they get to
yeah,
pick and choose who
Yep.
they allow in. And
Yep. Students range from 7th through postgraduate programs. Your student teacher ratio is 3-to-1.
wow,
Yeah. Because ski
that
focus
could be good or bad.
because ski focused structure, many students train for Olympic level competition while also competing in college prep academics. It's had several accomplishments, multiple Olympians, Paralympians, World Cup ski racers, Division I ski athletes have all come through here. According to school profile, more than 24 alumni and current students have competed in the Olympic Games, while 50 athletes have represented their countries in World Cup competition. There you go. The town.
You got to get a better mascot, though. Sorry.
The town is Waitsfield, Vermont. It's a small ski town, right? Small mountain town. Central Vermont, Mad River Valley. The town has a population of 1,800 to 2,000 people. Tourism based.
Probably depending on the time of year.
Tourism based, right?
Yeah.
Centered around skiing, outdoor recreation, restaurants, lodging, small local businesses. This says Sun Valley.
Yes,
us.
it does.
Yeah, Haley, Sun Valley area.
Although it's a little bigger than that, but
yeah, but
same idea.
Same idea.
They generally get a handful of kids that come out of there that go on to do amazing things, but that's their focus.
Their focus is that. Yeah. Also known for ski culture, hiking, biking, farm to table food, year-round outdoor recreation. Obviously, cost of living in the area, not cheap. Ski tourism, vacation homes, limited mountain housing inventory, typical home prices are mid to high six figures, while rental costs are also higher the many rural Vermont communities.
Reminds me of Jackson Hole.
Yeah, Jackson Hole, Sun Valley, all
Yeah,
those are all
just
very much.
unless you're in that percentile,
Yeah,
you're working 3
you're
jobs just to
yeah.
cover your rent for a one-bedroom
Hmm.
apartment just so you can exist there.
So that's your mascot of the week, the Gumbies.
Well,
Mm.
it is unique. It's very unique, and the story behind it's kinda cool,
Yep,
but no,
yep,
it's not for me.
yep. All right. Well, that does it for this week. I'd like to thank Coach's wife for joining, and everybody else. Thanks for listening. Keep liking us, listening to us, and we appreciate everybody out there that listens. Thank you.